premium potato chips from 7-Eleven Japan. I'm reviewing 3 different types of thick-cut potato chips from 7-Eleven Japan's premium range. Yes, as the name suggests, they're not your average product. They're a wee bit more expensive, a wee bit more luxurious, and supposed to be a wee bit tastier as well. So you can see right there, it says 7&I Premium. So if you come across these products when you're doing your shopping in 7-Eleven, they're a wee bit more fancy. So I'm going to be reviewing 3 different flavors. The first one, Nichi Shi. The next one, cheese. And then we've got sea salt. So we're going to be starting off with this one here, the green one, Nichi Shi. Let's see if all this premium quality nonsense is what it's cracked up to be, eh? So starting off with Nichi Shi, which is a very popular flavor for potato chips here in Japan. Probably the most popular one. Kids love them, adults love them. They've just got that lovely savory flavor. So they're sprinkled with dried seaweed. Now I'm sure everybody has tried at some point in their lives some dried seaweed. Actually recently it's very popular from the Korean version, is also really good, but this is the Japanese one. It's got a nice umami flavor, which brings a lovely, savory, slightly salty flavor to anything it goes with, and especially potato chips, which is why it's one of the most popular ones in Japan. Now, let's go in for a bit of a taste test. Now, so looking at them, they're quite big compared to the other ones. They're actually a good size. The one I picked up is quite small. I'm going to pick up a bigger one. Okay, so smelling it, you can smell the seaweed and you can smell the lovely potato smell, which is not surprising because it's a crisp. What am I doing? So let's just go straight in for the taste test, shall we? Now, if you've never tried this flavor, if you come from the UK or US or something where you just have your typical flavors, like in the UK, salt and vinegar, or barbecued beef, or cheese and onion, those kinds of things. I guess in the US you have similar flavors, ranch or what have you. But this is a completely different taste sensation. If you have an Asian supermarket nearby, maybe you can find these kinds of potato chips. They're really good. It's funny, seaweed just adds a nice saltiness to them. It's not overly salty, which is why they add a little bit of extra salt to the potato chips just to give it that extra flavor, but it's very mild flavor. So they don't overpower anything with their Nichi Shi flavors, but it's just always a nice balance, and it goes really well with beer or even wine and, you know, all kinds of soft drinks. You can really understand why it's popular with young and old. So should I take it from the bowl or the bag? So looking at it, they are thick cut. These are the premium quality, and you can tell they're very crispy and they taste super fresh. Inside the bag, it's probably this size bag. It's about half full. You know, sometimes when you buy a bag of crisps, potato chips, and it's like 20% full and 80% it's just air inside. But these actually have a really good amount of potato chips in them. So yeah, and super crispy, super fresh, nice thick cut ones. Kind of remind me of McCoy's in the UK, which are like those thick cut crisps, and very tasty, yeah. By the way, to wash it all down today, I'm having some Mitsuya cider. This is the lemon version. You're kind of far away from me to see. I'm going to go to the camera now. So this is the Mitsuya cider lemon version. It's kind of a new one. So I'm looking forward to trying this too. So this is not a health food channel. This is a convenience store channel. So it's not the healthiest of food, but I'm not going to eat all 3 bags, don't worry. Well, that's very, very lemony. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so lemony. Wow, so the lemony zesty flavor is going to cut through the slightly oiliness of these potato chips. Next up, we've got the cheesy ones. So these are supposed to be made with 4 different types of cheese, and the flavors have been soaked and they're kind of drenched in 4 different flavors. So this one's right under my nose right now, so it's super cheesy. And when you pick them up, again, these are a fair size and they're kind of dusted with also a tiny bit of pepper. So they have kind of an orangey tinge to them, which is par for the course with a lot of cheesy snacks, but they smell super cheesy. Now, 4 cheeses is quite a combination, isn't it? So I wonder how this is going to taste, but here goes. Now, due to the fact that these are premium snacks, the flavors are kind of, elegant. So it's not like overly cheesy, but it still has a really strong flavor of cheese, if you know what I mean. So they've not overdone it. And the way they've added 4 different types of cheese, they've obviously chosen them very carefully so that they kind of, build layers. When you're eating them, you can taste different types of cheese, and there's like pepper mixed through it. So it gives it a tiny little kick at the end. So looking at them, they are absolutely covered in cheesy bits. They're soaked in like some kind of, it's not cheese liquid, but it's like been sprayed with some kind of cheesy stuff. But every part of the potato chip is covered in cheese, and that's why it's a premium product. So very good, and nice and crispy, good thick cut, and a good size. Oh, it really is quite zesty. Now, let's move on to the next one, which, which is the sea salt flavor. Now, they're not using just any kind of sea salt, they're using salt from one of the most beautiful parts of Japan, Ishigaki Island in Okinawa. It's a really beautiful place, I've been there, fantastic. So looking at these Okinawa sea salt potato chips, they're visibly smaller than these ones and these ones. They're actually probably a different type of potato, because the size is different, maybe because they wanted to choose a particular type of potato for the cheesy one or the Nichi Shi, and they've chosen just a different type of potato which goes best with just a simple salt. So you can see the size difference there. This one is the cheesy one, this one is the sea salt flavor, so it's obviously a different size potato. I'm sure they have a very good reason for that. Okay, let's give it a try. So because they're using just potato and salt, they're obviously choosing a potato which has a slightly stronger flavor, so you can really taste the potato flavor coming through. And the salt, again, it's a very mild, kind of an elegant flavor of salt. It's not like overly salty, so it's just nice. Again, the premium product is kind of coming through again. So size-wise, it's just nice. You don't really a huge potato chip anyway, it breaks up in your mouth, but lovely stuff. So after eating a couple of these, you can really feel like the salt is like a rich salt. It's like, sometimes when you have like salt and vinegar, it tastes sometimes artificial. It's like they put some kind of artificial salt in there or something, but this tastes really natural. And it kind of, there's an aftertaste, it lingers in your mouth. So I think that's the thing with natural salt. It lingers, and as time goes on, the flavor tends to permeate into your mouth and kind of, it's a longer lasting saltiness, if you know what I mean. And it just seems more natural. Okay, let's rate these potato chips. I'm gonna go for 5 stars for the Nichi Shi. This is the classic. If you come to Japan, you gotta try Nichi Shi, which is the seaweed ones. These are the classic. There's a good reason why these are so popular. Second best ones, I'm going to give the cheese ones because I love cheese, and this cheese was kind of an elegant, very kind of a luxurious feel to it, and it was kind of like soaked into the potato chip itself. So I'm going to give these 4. And then the last ones, the salt ones, I'm going to give them 3 because they were really good, obviously very good quality, but not quite as exciting as the other 2. So it kind of gets less and less exciting. But if you like simple flavors and you value the flavor of the raw ingredients themselves, this is probably the one for you. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.